everybody, Katie Blanchard, Schroth Method Physical Therapist here. Today we are going to go over a Schroth specific exercise called supine with pulls. And I'm going to show you first and foremost with the most popular curve type and how to customize it for that, which is the right-sided thoracic and the left-side lumbar curve. But then I'll also explain how to customize it for your child-specific curve, whether that be flipped, so left-sided thoracic, right-sided lumbar, or a C-shaped curve where it's just one longer thoracolumbar curve, either to the right or to the left. So we'll look at all of that today. And this is a really good one that you can do at home. You don't necessarily need the Schroth bars. All you need is 2 large pulls. So let's go over that here. Let me see if we can make this larger. Alrighty. So if you're on here live, please comment the word live below. And if you're on the replay, please comment the word replay so that I know you're on. And again, if you're here, please drop some questions in the comments and I'll make sure to answer them live for you. Awesome. Here we go. So I'm going to lower this view down so you can see my yoga mat. And so supine is a medical word for meaning laying on the back. So we're going to be laying on your back here. And then I have 2 poles. So these are really, really tall, long PVC poles. You can use broomsticks, you can use hockey sticks, whatever you have at home. If you want to get your own, these ones I have are 6.5 feet tall, and depending on your ceiling height at home, you'll want to gauge that. But I go to Ace Hardware and go to the plumbing section, pick these out, pick out some caps that go on the top. They come in 10 feet poles, and they will cut them down for you to whatever size you'd like. So 6.5 foot PVC poles on either side of your yoga mat, and you want them to be pressing against a wall here, okay? And then of course I have a bunch of my Schroth bean bags here that we're going to use during this exercise. So I'm going to lay on my back, and then the main concept that you're going to remember for the setup of this exercise is remembering to pad the prominence. So what does that mean? So you have a prominence towards the side of the curve, which is also called the rib hump or the rib flare. So that's kind of where the shoulder blade may stick out in the back. So with a T right, L left, so upper thoracic right, lower thoracic left, you're going to have 2 prominences, one at the upper right, one at the lower left. So that's where we're going to pad the prominences and put our bean bags. So if you can conceptualize this, basically those prominences stick out in the back here, so upper right, and lower left here. So we're going to pad those 2 prominences, and where they stick out, we're pushing them forward by laying on top of the beanbag, okay? So this is what it looks like, the setup for T right, L left. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your beanbags, lay on your back, knees bent, and then I'm going to put this one underneath my upper right, and this one underneath my lower left here. Okay, so those 2 spots. And then I'm just going to have my feet flat on the ground. So the next thing I'm going to look at are my hips. So if you could feel for the 2 bony parts of your hips. These 2 points right here are called your ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine. And that's just part of your pelvis that is bony in the front of the hips here. So if you could feel those 2 prominences, feel those, and then look to see if one is kind of up higher this way and one is depressed lower down this way. And that will tell you if your child's hips are rotated. So commonly with this type of curve, the left-sided ASIS and the left hip is kind of pushed downwards or rotated back. So what we're going to do, if this side is lower, we're going to put a beanbag underneath the butt to lift it back up. So this goes underneath my buttock. And then I kind of look again, and these 2 points should be more even. So if I assessed, and I'm looking at these 2 points, and it seems like this one on the right side is depressed, then I would put that beanbag on the right side, okay? But for the T right, L left, commonly it's the left, so we're going to put that back underneath there. So we have padding our prominences, and then we fixed our pelvis, which may be rotated. All right, so now we're going to hold our poles. So you're going to hold the pole up high on the left because we want to open the concave side of the upper back. So the curve goes to the right, the concave or the open side of the back is on the left. And I'm going to put my hand up high and then put my elbow on a beanbag there. And then I'm going to take my final beanbag and put it on the right side, which may be hard for you to see, but my elbow is going to be more bent and straight across on the right side here. There we go. All right, so my left hand is super high, my right one is straight across, and I'm holding the poles above me so they're not flat on the ground. Now, in this position, I'm going to be performing Schroth breathing like we always do. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, expand the rib cage, create space, widen the rib cage, and then breathe out through the mouth. And as you breathe out, you're keeping the rib cage expanded. And also as you breathe out, you're pushing downwards pressure into the poles like this. Okay, so elbows stay down, and then I'm pressing the poles, just creating pressure into the wall. So all together, in through the nose, out through the mouth, pushing down into the poles. So it looks like this. In through the nose, and out. And relax. In through the nose. And relax. Okay? So I would do that for about 2 or 3 minutes and then take a break. So again, for T right, L left, my left hand's higher, my right one is across as I lay on my back. Awesome. So if you have the reverse curve where you have a left upper thoracic and a right lower thoracic, you're just going to flip that backwards and have your right hand high, your left one across, and then pad your upper left and your lower right. Still assess your pelvis to see if one side is depressed. Whatever side is depressed, put the beanbag underneath the butt to lift it straight up. Okay, so now those are your S-shaped curves for this exercise. For the C-shaped curves, very simple, same concept. We're going to pad the prominences. So again, for a C-shaped curve, there's only going to be one prominence. Let's say we have a left-sided thoracolumbar curve. Okay, so we're going to pad at the apex of the curve, so where the curve is the biggest, and there's just one side. So if it's left-sided thoracolumbar, we're going to pad right about there. And then same concept, you're going to lay on the back. Now, if my curve goes to the left, my concave side is to the right. So I want to put my right arm higher on my pole, like this. See how my hand is super high? And then my right one is going to come straight across from me, like this. Okay, and so then I need to assess my pelvis. I could put a beanbag underneath if either side is depressed. If it is not, then just leave it be. And then we can perform the same Schroth breathing. So the same exercise, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and as you breathe out, you're pressing downwards into the poles and pushing them into the wall with pressure. And that is what is going to create traction in the spine and emphasize more of the elongation aspect of the Schroth method. Okay, so that's S curves and C curves for supine with poles. Top things to remember: pad the prominences, open up the concave side. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to help you out. And if you try this, comment in the comments below supine with poles, the name of the exercises, the name of this exercise, and then let me know how it goes. I will give you feedback if you want to send me over the video. Other than that, I hope it's helpful, and I'll see you the rest of the week.